Yo, what's happening, fanbase? I was considering making this video for the last few weeks, but unfortunately I got sick, and through getting sick and losing one's voice, I decided, instead of making this a very positive video on why 2019 is super special, awesome, and instead of making in-depth analyses that I will feel bad to listen to in the future because I sound like a dying hedgehog, it'll be a slightly less positive video because I'll be blasting 2018. The reason for this change of mind? Mother's Basement seems to think 2018 was one of the greatest years of anime ever or something. Like, he posted this meme on Twitter, and aside from the fact that I think 2018 was below average, I mean, just to pick out 2 years that I consider pretty top tier, we got 2007, you know, it had Gurren Lagann, Death Note, Bakano, Mononoke, Clannad, Code Geass, as Anime Uproar tweeted. We had 2011, which had Steins Gate, Madoka Magica, Hunter x Hunter, Anohana, Fate Zero, among others that I'm not remembering off the top of my head. But to just put a final nail in the coffin, since between my face, which is stuffed, and my voice, which doesn't really seem to work, I need some Hashirama Cell stat, you hear me? Let's do this video. Why 2019 is already better for anime than 2018 was. And no, I'm not just making this video because when I get bored I like reading salty comments. That has nothing to do with it, not the ulterior motive whatsoever. It's purely for entertainment purposes. Before we discuss the original anime that are airing this year and in 2018, i.e. the anime that are starting that is not a sequel, let's discuss the sequels to see where we stand there. Also note, SAO 3, Fairy Tail, JoJo's Part 5, and Index are all continuing into 2019, so it doesn't particularly make 2018 better than 2019 in this regard. Aside from that, we had Attack on Titan Season 3, My Hero Academia Season 3, but then again, we're getting My Hero Academia Season 4 and Attack on Titan Season 4 this year. My voice needs Titan regeneration abilities now! This is so sad. Can we have an F in the chat, please, for Nux's poor dead voice? So that doesn't make 2018 better than 2019. Again, God, I hate my voice right now. I mean, if I had a gun with 2 bullets in the room with Hillary and Trump, I'd shoot myself in the voice twice! The other sequels we've had in 2018 were Overlord Season 2 and 3. That was very awesome. 7 Deadly Sins Season 2. Once again, very awesome. Steins Gate prequel, which I actually really like despite people not liking it. And Tokyo Ghoul Re, which was garbage. Let's discuss the sequel heaven that we have going on this year. We have some decent stuff like Kakagurui and Date Alive, Fruit Basket, Chiafuru, Bungo Stray Dogs Season 3, which I personally love, Dungeon Girls, which was fine, Attack on Titan, My Hero Academia to cancel out the 2018 great sequels. But aside from that, we got Haikyuu, one of my favorite anime ever, Mob Psycho, one of my favorite anime ever, and One Punch Man, one of my favorite anime ever. In the sequels department, 2019 destroys 2018, because we still got 2/3 left to JoJo's Part 5, 3/4 left to Fairy Tail, and 3/4 left to SAO. In the sequel department, this is not even a competition, it's not even a debate, it's not even up to opinion. 2019 wins the sequel battle with facts and logic. Very cool, 2019. Very cool. So before discussing 2019, let's take a brief look at 2018 and why certain anime YouTubers consider it to be the best year ever. Now, on this very meme, we got Planet With, which I thought was mediocre at best, Violet Evergarden, which I personally thought was slow and dropped it, Devilman Crybaby, definitely something new and I did enjoy it, Megalobox I thought was absolutely fantastic. I freaking loved it, not gonna lie. Bunny Girl Senpai, my personal favorite anime of the year, A Place Further Than the Universe. Again, it's nice and cheery, but I didn't go for it. Zombieland Saga, still not sure why it's here. I mean, it was decent. xxxo, where we are getting a sequel to it this year, so that evens out. And he did not add on his list Slime Isekai, which I thought was better than a lot of the things on his list, as well as Goblin Slayer, one of Mother's Basement's favorite anime of all time. I don't even know how he didn't make it onto his meme. I'm very surprised. So, obviously, this is all personal opinions. I'm just really happy with how anime 2019 is shaping up, but if I were to tier these 10 anime I've just mentioned, 10th place would be Planet With. I was just unimpressed with the entire show. Didn't find anything novel or interesting that really piqued my philosophical interests here. Not gonna be an anime I'll remember. Number 9, I'd have Zombieland Saga. Again, as far as idol shows go, it's top tier, but I was never a fan of idol shows. I just personally thought it was, you know, mid-7 range. Like, you get 3 or 4 anime Zombieland Saga tier every single season. At least that's my take on it. I don't give it diversity points that other people seem to be doing. In 8th place, I'd have A Place Further Than the Universe. Again, you know, a nice fun show, but for me, you get 3-4 anime every season that are approximately that good. 7th place, Violet Evergarden. The writing was great, but I just found it pretty boring. I understand a lot of people like it, so not knocking this one. It's a personal distaste. It is good. 6, xxxo. Again, we're getting a sequel this year, so it shouldn't really be in competition with 2019. Number 5, Slime Isekai, an isekai anime that I really like, that I will be very soon be comparing to another isekai anime that is airing this current 2019 winter season. In 4th place, Goblin Slayer. Once again, Mother's Basement loves this anime. He made a great video discussing all of its strong points, like, you know, rape in episode 1. But I also made a video on Goblin Slayer, which I thought was pretty solid. I think Mr. Goblin Slayer is a fascinating character with not only a fascinating psychology, but fascinating how he approaches this D&D styled world. Everything is measured by the roll of the dice, so he does everything in his power to make his odds the best to go up against fate. Other characters are pretty fun, and there's a lot I like about Goblin Slayer. Same with Devilman Crybaby. I thought it was also a good show with a ton of really fascinating themes. Megalobox, once again, I think it was great. I don't know, 8.2 or something. Yeah, I guess it's generic underdog sports anime type thing, but it was pulled off so well. And Bunny Girl Senpai, I'd give like an 8.5. I thought it was a fantastic romance, one for the books that I will fondly remember. I'm trying to be fair here. I'm not trying to trick anyone into following my narrative. If you think 2018 was better, by all means, you're totally allowed. I really liked a lot of the anime that came out there too. I just praised like 5 of them and disliked 5 of them that most people praise. Yeah, the comment section is gonna be fun on this day. So before even discussing what's going on 2019, just to compare this to previous years like 2007 that I already mentioned, none of these top 10 even come close to Gurren Lagann, Death Note, Bakano, Mononoke, or Code Geass. Or 2011, none of these top 10 even come close to Fate Zero, Steins Gate, Madoka Magica, Anohana, or Hunter x Hunter. Even 2017, which I realized was not the greatest year ever, had Made in Abyss, which overshadows everything this year by a mile as well. So even just the thought of calling this the best year ever, it's either being blinded by hype, pure clickbait, or having bad taste. And Mother's Basement does not have bad taste. I mean, he said he's not sure if Mob Psycho is his favorite anime of all time. Wait a second. Mob Psycho's coming out in 2019! Pretty funny. All this said and done, again, it's purely taste-based. Everyone's allowed to like whatever you want. And as far as Mr. Basement, meeting him in person, he actually is a really nice guy, so this is a friendly disagreement, and let's already discuss why 2019's already a far better year than 2018 could even dream to be. And yes, okay, you got me. I'm doing all these weird sounds with my voice just because I'm trying to avoid talking normally, because I sound like a goddamn corpse! Okay, let's talk about 2019. As far as anime that have not yet aired, I obviously can't judge anything, and I'm sure good stuff will show up. Vinland Saga and Dr. Stone both have extremely strong manga. I have not read either of them to completion, but from the bits and pieces I have read, they are both individually superior to every anime of 2018. And this seems to be a general consensus. It's not my own personal hot take. If you're familiar with either of these two series, you probably agree with me. And if you're not familiar, well then get hyped! The storm cometh! But as far as this winter season alone, there are 6 anime I wanted to mention that aren't sequels. Firstly, and secondly, Domestic no Kanojo and Gotobun no Hanayome are 2 anime that I do not consider very good. That said, I do consider them mid-tier, which is approximately the same rank I would consider Planet with, Zombieland Saga, and just barely below a place further in the universe. But it's the next 4 anime that made me decide to make this video. First, Kaguya-sama. I like Kaguya-sama more than the bottom 6 of the top 10 of 2018. It's a hilarious psychological romance anime where 2 really fascinating characters are both in love with each other, but neither of them is willing to confess because it would be a sign of weakness. They're both geniuses and assholes, which is potentially one of the greatest combos of all time. Thank you so much for subscribing. If you haven't yet, feel free to do so and leave a like on this video. What? No! Not that I'm calling myself a genius asshole or anything. But anyway, the next thing I wanted to talk about was the Shield Hero Isekai anime that I personally prefer to the Slime Isekai because of its takes on society, as well as the fact that I already like the protagonist more. And I have not yet seen enough to compare it to Goblin Slayer. I would still consider it slightly worse than Goblin Slayer. Not that it will remain that way, but as of now. It's your typical isekai show where 4 heroes are summoned from the regular world to this fantasy RPG-esque setting, where our main character of the 4 is the shield hero. You know, guy that doesn't have an offensive weapon, who's basically basically the loser in the group. Now, because he believes he's in this really happy fantasy world, nothing could go wrong, he ends up getting accused as a rapist and convicted even though he's done no such thing. He's then alienated by society, which has to put up with him because he's one of the 4 legendary heroes, but everyone hates him. He realizes he has to do his own thing and come up with his own ways to survive with just a shield in this fantasy world, despite the fact that he's already an enemy to society. And he does so. The character development's great, the societal writing of an isekai is amazing, and one of the best societal writing I've seen since Log Horizon, as I will discuss in a future video, because it's also a societal commentary aside from building its own society interestingly. And I have a feeling his dynamic with slave cat girl woman will be interesting as well. Him freeing her by buying her as a slave, getting her away from slave merchant, so he'll be doing a good thing, but again, society will be able to twist that like, wow, that guy has a slave woman! Once again, playing into the theme of the show. I am quite impressed by it so far, but I'd be hesitant to say at this early point that it beats the top 4 of 2018. Judging by what I've seen so far, I will predict that I'll end up liking him more than Goblin Slayer, especially because Best Guy Ever likes him more than Goblin Slayer, and his taste is pretty dope. But I doubt I'll like him more than Megalobox or Bunny Girl Senpai. Next, Dororo. Not to be confused with Durarara, that's a totally different thing. There's no demon. Okay, there's demons. Where the main character of Dororo is a kid whose father wanted power, so signed some contract with the demons for a price, and the price was that his firstborn son, i.e. the main character of Dororo, or at least one of the main characters, was born without the ability to see, without the ability to feel, without the ability to speak, and without the ability to hear. Taste, I'm not sure, but I'm not betting on it. This guy is a sad sap, but he makes something of himself. We don't exactly know his goals as of now, but he is hunting down demons and killing them, figuring out a way to survive by sensing the energy in objects and people, honing his skills, because, oh yeah, he was also born without arms and skin. Yeah, tragic backstories don't get much worse. I already like Dororo, even to the opening theme, as well as the direction and plot writing, more than Devilman Crybaby and Goblin Slayer. I doubt it'll beat Megalobox and Bunny Girl Senpai, but at the same time, I'm not holding my breath, and it very well might. I can see this evolving into an actual fascinating series, being that I'm already so interested in this main character, Hyakimaru, and I know literally nothing about him because he can't freaking tell me. Dororo is the name of the other main character that's traveling along with Hyakimaru. They also meet an old guy, and as we know, old guys in anime are certified badasses. Dororo may very well end up an anime to be remembered. I'm really looking forward to where it's going. Expectations aren't through the roof for a classic, but let's not knock it. It's pretty damn good so far. And the final anime I wanted to talk about this winter season 2018 is The Promised Neverland, an anime that I did not expect to immediately fall in love with to the extent that I did. I already like it more than Bunny Girl Senpai and Megalobox. I already consider it a top tier anime, and as far as my manga reading friends, which I will soon join because I'm definitely picking up this manga, they say it just gets better from here. I do not want to spoil the ending of episode 1 because why take the punch away? The characters are already so likable and characterized. The theme of the show is already clear, with so much mystery still left uncovered. It hit every emotional note it was supposed to. I could gush about episode 1 of Promised Neverland for a long time, but I will not as of now. The good news is I'm working on 3 videos simultaneously that I would love to record once I have a voice. Society and Isekai anime, where I talk about Isekai in general as well as Shield Hero. Daddy Issues Done Right, where I talk about various anime characters that, well, have daddy issues, and it made the series stronger because of it, where I will also be mentioning Dororo. And I'm also looking forward to the video I'm making, The Looming Terror of Blissful Happiness, where I will be focusing a lot on The Promised Neverland. Feel free to subscribe if you're interested in any of those, and let me know in the comments other anime videos you'd be interested in seeing. As of right now, though, looking at 2019, my prediction is Vinland Saga, Dr. Stone, and The Promised Neverland will all be better than anything that came out in 2018, with Kaguya-sama, Dororo, and Shield Hero all being very solid contenders for a top 10 of an average year. Sequel-wise, we still have JoJo's Fairy Tail and SAO, but we're also getting One Punch Man, Haikyuu, Mob Psycho, Bungo Stray Dogs, and more. 2019 is gonna be hella hype, yo! Finna woke, fam! 4 bitch lasagnas out of 4.5, and at least 12 big chunguses. Whammon and gentle Whammon, I appreciate you joining me and watching this video, despite the fact that I sound worse than the band in Zombieland Saga. I hope my voice returns so I can record some good stuff. Glad I kind of got this video out of the way because it's something I wanted to say, but I know it's not one of my best works. So hey, I got it out sounding like a gopher. Totally worth it. Don't have patience or willpower for a lengthy outro. Subscribe, hit the bell, leave a like, comment. Links in the description to my Twitter, merch, and Patreon. Have a wonderful evening. 2019 is gonna be awesome. Stay weird, fam.